Talon is the Balzer Mabiard inverted coaster at Dorney Park. This orange bird of prey is most notable for when it was built. B&M inverts after the year 2000 started to get a little less intense, and Talon was the first to open after this line of demarcation in 2001. So how does this impact the ride experience? Find out in this review of Talon. B&M inverts built between 1992 and 2000 were revered for their strong positive Gs and very snappy inversions. Their later ones, particularly the ones in the Cedar Fair chain, have received some criticism for providing a less intense ride, and Talon falls into this category. However, I don't think that necessarily makes Talon a bad ride. Talon is located to the right of Dorney Park's main entrance. The bright orange track and sky blue supports look absolutely fantastic, and the vibrant colors really capture your eyes as you enter the park. And because of this location, Talon is the first coaster most people flock to once they get in the gate. So unless you're at the front of the pack at opening, I find it's prudent to return to this ride later in the afternoon. Talon usually has a manageable wait after the opening rush. Typically it's just a station wait for me. I've always seen Talon run 2 trains, and each seats up to 32 riders in 8 rows of 4. Dispatches aren't the fastest on this ride. The ride will usually stack, but because of the crowd levels that Dorney Park sees, it usually isn't that much of an issue. You will usually have to wait a few extra trains for the front, like any invert. While the view is the best up there, I think the best seat is the back. That is the whippiest and most forceful row on this coaster. Talon features the familiar B&M over-the-shoulder restraints. These harnesses are pretty hard, but thankfully Talon is very smooth, so headbanging is not an issue. On the super snappy inverts, you can sometimes hit your head, but Talon isn't quite as aggressive, so that doesn't happen here. Once dispatched, you ascend the 135-foot or 41-meter tall lift hill. The ride originally had some signs teasing about the ride's height on the catwalk, but I haven't noticed those in recent seasons. Once at the top, you twist 180 degrees to the right down the 120-foot or 37-meter tall first drop. And if you're in the back, you will get a little bit of whip here. Talon then charges through a 98-foot or 30-meter tall vertical loop. You get some solid positive Gs entering and exiting the element, and if you're in the back, you'll also get some whip coming out of it. This is probably my favorite inversion on the entire ride. Now, usually that honor goes to 0G rolls and inverts, but the one on Talon is the weakest of any B&M invert. The old 0G rolls are super snappy and viciously rotate you 360 degrees. The snap makes those ones great. Their newer ones tend to be floatier, and they're made great by the hang time they can provide. Talon is somewhere in the middle, which isn't necessarily a good thing because it excels at neither. It feels graceful, but it doesn't have the right speed and profiling to give hang time. That is followed by an Immelmann. You get some solid positives entering this inversion up front, and if you're in the back, you'll get some float in the twist back down to the ground. This is pretty good for an Immelmann by B&M invert standards. Now up to this point, Talon has followed a conventional layout, but from this point, Talon starts doing its own unique thing. The Immelmann's exit immediately transitions into a 360-degree upwards helix, giving some decent positive Gs. This is followed by this elevated S-bend that lines you up for Talon's finale. You have this shocking drop under the lift hill that gives a little floater airtime if you're in the back. That's rare, but very welcome on a B&M invert. That leads into the ride's final inversion, a snappy corkscrew. This is good in any row, but it has some extra whip in the back. Talon then charges around a fast and forceful 90-degree upwards helix that will get your legs tingling. The sudden force reminds me of that helix in Silver Bullet. Talon then finishes with an abrupt little dip and then a hop into the brake run, that you can occasionally get a pinch of airtime depending how well it's running. That ends the 3,110-foot or 948-meter long coaster, which still holds the record as the longest inverted coaster in the Northeast. So what would I rate Talon? I would give this B&M invert a 7 out of 10. Talon is a solid ride, but it's towards the bottom of my B&M invert list. The coaster has several good elements. The 4 inversions are pretty nice, although weaker than most other inverts out there. The helixes do mix in nice positive Gs, and a few of the dips give a little airtime during the ride's unique second half. The ride is also super smooth, and it holds its speed well. My score is more a testament to how good the other inverts are out there, and how Talon just doesn't quite measure up. So those are my thoughts on Talon at Dorney Park. What are your thoughts on this B&M invert? Do you think it's an upper tier invert? Or do you have it in the lower half like me? Let me know what you think about this ride down in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you considered subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canobie Coaster. Thanks for watching.